All right. Good afternoon to the adjudicators and debaters. Before we start our debate today, this is a gentle reminder. Please mute your microphone when you are not presenting. Okay. So welcome to the first Kedah Online English Language Debate Competition 2020, the semi-final round. The motion for today is the House believes that companies should move to work from home. Acting as the government team for this debate is the team from SMK Sultan Badrishah, with Ms. Ko Yiwen as the first speaker, Ms. Sajida binti Afaq Ahmed as the second speaker, and Ms. Pritika Anak Perempuan Sivakuma as the third speaker. And the reply speech will be delivered by Ms. Sajida binti Afaq Ahmed. While acting as the opposition team for this debate is the team from SMK Bandar Sungai Petani, with Ms. Nur Ridwana Alfiah binti Muhammad Ramli as the first speaker, Ms. Nur Alia Batrisha binti Muhammad Hisham as the second speaker, and Mr. Niveshran Anak Lelaki Rabi as the third speaker. And the reply speech will be delivered by Ms. Nur Ridwana Alfiah binti Muhammad Ramli. There are three adjudicators who will adjudicate this competition. They are Mr. Irfan Afif bin Muhammad Adib Shuja'ah.
Hi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to all. First of all, I would like to congratulate both of the teams because you guys managed to reach a semi-final round. And I would like to wish best of luck to both of the teams. All right, so may best team wins. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Irfan. And he will be assisted by Puan Ruzila binti Amir Hamzah.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Puan Ruzila. I wish you all the best. Remember to deliver your speech well, and it is your content that is most important. Okay? So all the best to both teams. All right.
Thank you, Puan Ruzila. And last but not least, we have Puan Rosna binti Syari.
Hello everyone, I am Puan Rosna binti Syari, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Puan Rosna. Now, I would like to read out some of the rules of this debate. For the substantive speech, each debater is given 8 minutes to deliver his or her speech. The timekeeper will show a green card after the first minute to show that points of information, or POI, can be delivered. The timekeeper will then show a yellow card at the end of the 7th minute to show that the time for POI is over. At the end of the 8th minute, a red card will be shown. Right? A maximum time of 3 minutes will be given to both teams to prepare for the reply speech. The timekeeper will show a green card to show the start of the preparation time, and a red card will be shown after 3 minutes to show that the time to prepare for the reply speech has ended. For the reply speech, the timekeeper will show a yellow card at the 3rd minute to signal that the debater has 1 minute left. At the end of the 4th minute, a red card will be shown to signal the end of the debate. Okay, are you ready? Now, we shall begin our debate today. To open the case from the government team, please welcome the first speaker of the government team, Ms. Ko Yiwen.
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, I should start now. Good afternoon, I bid to the Mr. Speaker, the most honorable adjudicators, the meticulous timekeepers, my faithful colleagues, the very confident but ignorant members of the opposition party, last but not least, the members of the floor. The motion for today's parliamentary debate is, this House believes that companies should move to work from home. I, as a Prime Minister, strongly and staunchly support this motion for today. Allow me to first define the motion for today. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the word company is defined as a business organization selling goods or services. Next, the word move is meant by to change position or to put something in a different position. Thirdly, the word work is defined as to do something which needs physical or mental effort in order to earn money or to achieve something. Finally, the definition of home is the place where you live or you feel you belong to. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, based on a renowned Malaysian researcher known as Kirak Kao, out of 3,022 respondents, a whopping 69%, ladies and gentlemen, 69% agree that the new normal of working from home should continue. The survey also found that 56% of business owners are supportive of working from home arrangements. And that is why we, the government, strongly and staunchly support this motion, which is this House believes that companies should move to work from home. Before I continue, I would like to ask the opposition two questions. Firstly, if the world happens to face catastrophe like this current pandemic, COVID-19, don't you think that working from home is the best alternative? Please explain. Secondly, why do you think we have to travel to work even though we have access to electronics at home? Ladies and gentlemen, I, as a Prime Minister, will touch on two contentions, while my Deputy Prime Minister will focus on three contentions. My Senior Minister will rebut all the flimsy arguments stated by the opposition and also to reaffirm our case. Before I continue, I would like to paint the clear picture for all of you, as we the government, has come to a consensus that the main focus for today is companies should move to work from home, where the working environment is changed from office to our house. Now, moving on to my first contention. This House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it is safer to work from home regarding to this current issue, the pandemic, the deadly pandemic. As the virus of the current pandemic is transmitted through airborne, where when someone sneezes and the virus is exposed to the air and also stick to a particular place. According to a data stated by the Malaysian Health Department, the COVID-19 virus can stay at the surface for more than 3 days. If workers, they have to work in their companies, isn't this increases their risk to be affected by the deadly virus? It is no point of crying over spilled milk. Okay, even though SOP, standard operating procedure, is applied, but the virus is still in the air, like how love is in the air. Yes, we admit that we, the humans, will apply social distancing. But can the virus apply social distancing? Will they avoid each other when they see the same kind of them? No, ladies and gentlemen, and that is why working in the office makes the workers to be exposed to the current pandemic? Yes, please.
Would the reason because of this virus that cannot do social distancing is the reason why the movement control order enforces social distancing in the first place? You're not making any sense. Please explain.
Okay, my dear opposition. When the government has decided to implement MCO movement control order, they have working from home is applied for the non-essential services. Whereas the essential services, the workers, they are still required to go to their office. That is why we, the government, strongly and staunchly believe that companies should move to work from home regarding to this current issue. I hope I've answered your question. Allow me to move on to the next condition for today. This House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it makes daily activities easier and more convenient. As the workers are staying at home, they can handle their daily life in a more efficient way. Ladies and gentlemen, how is that so? Some of the families, they are elderly and children who still need care. When they are working from home, they don't have to crack their head in order to plan things for them, as they are always present. This not only, yes please.
But won't be working from home, you will also be burdened with the household responsibility as taking care of your child, your family's finances, and your family essential needs. You will be burdened with that fact, but you're also working from home. You will be more burdened with the addition of your household responsibility and your work. Wouldn't that be
Can you please repeat? The line is quite lagging.
Are you sure that it will be much more easier to work from home, because the worker from the company are also burdened with household responsibilities such as taking care of their children, their family, and their wife? Are you really sure?
Okay, my dear opposition, what I have to say is your POI has exceeded 50 seconds, and what I can answer is yes, the government is very sure. Okay, sorry. Allow me to continue. This not only reduces the cost to pay the fees of fare to the nanny to take care of the children, but also the workers are more relieved as they can take care of their responsibility by themselves. Moreover, the workers don't have to spend much time to decide of what they have to wear if they are going to the office. They don't have to crack their head to think of, what shirt should I wear today? Pink blouse? Blue pants? Or so on. That is why they don't have to spend much time on this. In addition, this reduces their cost of living as they have to spend on their transportation fare when they travel to their companies. Ladies and gentlemen, workers are not either Superman or cockroach. They can't fly. They still need transportation to travel to their companies. And doesn't this require an amount of money? Yes. We will surely say, yes. With that, I have proven to you that this House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it is safer to work from home, and also it makes daily activity easier and more convenient. That is why we, the government, strongly and staunchly support this motion, which is this House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and the employees, especially during the current situation. I came, I saw, I conquer by Julius Caesar. With that note, I rest my case.
All right. Thank you. The first speaker from the government team. I'll give some time to the judges. Right, thank you. So now to start the case from the opposition team, please welcome the first speaker of the opposition team, Ms. Noriwana Alfiah binti Muhammad.
Thank you, Honorable Timekeeper. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay. Good afternoon to all honorable judges, distinguished guests, honorable timekeepers, lovely teachers, wonderful teammates, and of course, our dear opponents at the government team, whom we meet once again. The motion is that the House believes that companies should move to work from home. We, as the opposition team, disagree, and that the House shouldn't move to work from home. All right, now, let's go to the definition of these words. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a company means a business, while according to Longman, company means an organization that makes or sells goods or services in order to get money. Okay, back to Oxford. Work means a task or task to be done, while home means the place where someone lives. I will represent as the first speaker of the opposition team and will present one argument. Our second speaker of the opposition team will discuss the second and third point, while the third speaker will rebut all the points that will be given by the government team and rest the case by proving that companies should not move to work from home. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, members of the hall, I will now begin. Okay. The Prime Minister of the government team has tried so hard to tell us that on why we should change work to work from home. And one of it, because it is safer to work at home because of the pandemic. Then why does the SOP and MCO exist yet still continue? And it is known to be more effective. Why? And she also said it makes activities much more easier.
Don't you think that working from home is also part of the SOP, Miss? Please clarify.
Miss, I said I'll continue. And she also said that it will make activities easier at home. Okay, if you have a family, you have kids, and you have a wife, you need to do your responsibilities. A mix of household responsibilities and a mix of work. You will definitely mix work with family matters. No matter how professional you are, when you have... Yes?
Miss, even when you're working from home, you have a schedule to work, so you don't mix in your household activities when you're doing your work. Please clarify. Thank you.
Like I said, you will definitely mix work with family matters, regardless if you have a timetable, if you have a schedule. No matter how professional you are at your work, you will have a lot on your plate. All right, then, with that out of the way, and also regarding about your two questions, my third speaker will answer it. Please be patient. Okay, with that out of the way, I will begin my point. First of all, if companies move their employees to work from home, more freedom will be given to the employees, which leads to these negative effects, which I will present now. One of them is the lack of commitment and work, because your work will be delayed as there will be no one to supervise them, and their work will be incomplete, which can cause a conflict between the boss and the employee regarding about his or her responsibility. They will lack concentration. Yes?
Your Honor, please.
Yeah?
You said that the workers are not supervised. But how do you know that there will be no supervisor? Please state some solid justification and proof. Thank you.
Well, how are you so sure that they are supervised? Okay then, I will continue. Also, since they have a lot of freedom and convenience, do you really think they will put effort in the task that is given to them? Or will they take their sweet time to finish it? Also, there will be lack of teamwork because due to some people that will have, how should I say this? Bad communication at their own household, there will be no communication at all among the employees because the clear vision that we usually have during working at the companies won't be the same. Regarding about this, my second speaker will explain this in detail. According to the Star newspaper on the 21st of October 2020, recently by Mr. Mazwin and Rahimi, is that work from home has also gave a major impact on productivity. Although the restriction is only for Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, and Sabah, the Klang Valley is a major economic center. And stated by the Sunway University Professor of Economics, Dr. Yeh King Long, that he said, so the impact of the conditional MCO will be significant on consumption and businesses. So basically what he means is that he will focus more on consumption and businesses ever since work from home has been established. What's more to add is that according to the Star newspaper on the 12th of October 2020, I repeat, 12th of October 2020, by Ms. Diana and Mr. Sekaran, is that there are challenges to deal with at a time when businesses have begun to operate at full capacity. For example, by Mr. Zulhilmi, a business controller. Okay, even though he gets to spend more time with his two daughters, he finds that work-wise is less productive. It shows that even though you have the time to work at home, it is still hard because you have to mix household work with your work. You will have a lot on your plate. It will be like you can't kill two birds with one stone. All right, then I will repeat that we as the opposition team disagree and that the House shouldn't move to work from home. With that ended, I would like to ask anyone, do any of you have any POIs for me? If not, I will now end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you to the first speaker from the opposition team. Let's give some time to the judges. All right, to continue with our debate today, I would like to invite the second speaker of the government team, Ms. Sajida binti Afa Ahmed.
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker, honorable adjudicators, meticulous timekeeper, and members of the floor. Today, I stand here to support the motion for today's debate, which is that this House believes that companies should move to work from home, simply because it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and the employees, especially during the current situation. So before I start with my contentions, allow me to just start by rebutting the points given by the first speaker of the opposition. So first of all, she said that when you're working from home, more freedom will be given to you and there's a lot of convenience. So first of all, convenience. What do you specify as convenience, my dear the opposition leader? Don't you think when there's more convenience, it could be like communication convenience? They have internet at home. That's a convenience. Don't you think that? And also, she said that when there are more freedom implemented doing work from home, it will cause lack of commitment because, well, they have more free time in their hand. They can take their own sweet time. And, well, don't you think when people have more sweet time to do a particular work, don't you think they will do it better and not just a flip shot work? And she also mentioned that there's lack of teamwork, especially when you're working at home. So first of all, why can't you just acknowledge the fact that there are communication communicating app owned by many of the employees like WhatsApp, Telegram, and even the application that we are using now, Google Meet. Isn't that how it brought us together to debate here? Isn't that this app can also be used to actually bring the workers together to actually talk about the business and so on. And plus, she also mentioned there will be lack of commitment. And don't you think that they are paid? Bear in mind, they are not slaves who are not paid. They are still paid with money. Don't you think that could be like some sort of motivation for them? And plus, working parents can spend time with their children, and that way they can appreciate their bond. And don't you think that shows them that they need to work hard for their children? That will make them much more motivated to work. That will increase their productivity. And so allow me to just give one study by Stanford that proved out the data by the opposition otherwise. So first of all, a study by Stanford which followed the performance of 16,000 employees for 7 months found a 13% increase in productivity from people working from home. This is because, well, people are doing more work because they have more sweet time. They can spend time with their families. And plus, a home, especially the walls in your home, can give you some sort of vibe, a calming vibe. And don't you think that will be helpful for their productivity? And which I shall explain more in my point later on. And so allow me to move on to my first contention, which is that working from home can save costs and time. And so first of all, how does this benefit the company? So the company, they don't have to pay for the electric bills, water bills. They don't need to pay petrol allowance. They don't need to pay toll allowance for their employees. And don't you think that can save a lot of cost, especially by the companies? Right now, they're losing money, not just a small amount, not just a ringgit, a few billions. That can save them a lot of money. They don't have to give petrol allowance. They don't have to give toll allowance to the employees for them to commute. And plus, for the employees, they also don't have to make up their time to think what to wear for tomorrow's at work. And also, they don't need to pay for their transport, as most transport are closed down and all of them have to work from home. And don't you think that would be a lot easier for people? Because these days, most people don't really have much money to spend on. And with the cut down of the petrol, the toll, and many more, don't you think that can also increase their own, well, let's just say, make them more comfortable to work at home? And so, moving on to my second contention, which is that working from home can increase productivity, unlike said by the opposition leader. And so, I've said by the study of Stanford, which I shall repeat again, just in case the opposition didn't get it. It followed the performance of 16,000 employees, and it found in 7 months and found an increase in 13% of productivity. And that is a lot, ladies and gentlemen. 13% of increase in productivity is a lot. And imagine if a company let's say in this study, it involves 16,000. Imagine if they have 20,000. Imagine how will the productivity increase? Don't you think that would be very good for the company, as they really need the high productivity at this point of time, especially the MCO? Okay, and so let me give you another example, especially from one of the father of physics, Isaac Newton. During the Great Plague, when it hits the Europe, he have come up with a lot of theories and many more, such as the law of gravitation and many more, which helps in our education these days. We are learning his theories. And when do we come up with it? It came up during the Great Plague, which is almost likely similar to the coronavirus, except for the fact that the death is probably more than the coronavirus itself. And so, for that, I would like to ask for any POI.
POI?
Yes, Mr.
What does that got to do what we are talking right now? The motion clearly states that we are working at home. The companies suggest that we should work at home. What does Isaac Newton got to do with this?
Don't you think he's working under some sort of companies that come up? It actually has to relate to productivity. It shows that how Isaac Newton, the father of physics, can come up with loads of laws and principles during his stay at home during the Great Plague. Bear in mind, the Great Plague is very deadly, especially in the Europe. And he can come up with loads of theories that have been used by us now. And he should be really appreciated for that. And so, allow me to just start by and also mentioned by the opposition, she also mentioned that, well, it could decrease the productivity because there's network issues. So, well, according to a study, there is only 8% reducing only by the network issues only. And there's only 8%. Why are you focusing on the little bits of challenge when you can focus on the bigger picture? And so with that, I would like to reaffirm that we, the government, strongly and staunchly believe in this motion, which is this House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and the employees, especially during the current situation where the coronavirus has been, it's threatening us at this point. And plus, about the 3 questions, I just hope your third speaker will answer, and let's just hope he didn't forget that. Okay. And so with that, I would like to end with a quote by Julius Caesar, one of the ancient Roman general and soldier. So he said, I saw, I came, and I conquer. And so with that note, I would like to rest my case with a thank you.
Right, thank you to the second speaker of the government team. I'll give some time to the judges to finalize the score. Judges, the time is given. One, Rosilla, ready? Okay, the debate will continue with the speech from the second speaker of the opposition team. Please welcome Ms. Nur Alia Batrisha binti Muhammad Hisham.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon to the panel of judges, honorable timekeeper, my teammates, and of course, our worthy opponents that's representing the government team. Today, I will be representing the second speaker of the opposition team. I will be reminding you all of today's topic. The House believes that companies should move to work from home. I would like to be clear that the motion states that simply that government believes that the employees of the companies should work from home instead of working in the company building itself. First of all, I would like to point out the faults in the Deputy Prime Minister point, which I would like to rebut. First of all, the Deputy Prime Minister keeps telling you about there is no need to worry about spending money of transportation, clothes, and even the food when you go to work. And what about the faculties that are specially provided in the company building itself? How would they be able to afford that? They will still spend money. And it will be expensive as they are very, as I said before, expensive. And she kept going off topic, talking about Isaac Newton or the Black Plague. Excuse me? Does Isaac Newton work in company? How does that relate to our current topic? The House believes that companies should work from home. Now, moving on to my first point. Which I would like to first explain that companies constantly deal with important paperwork as they deal with businesses to ensure that their business is making money by producing or selling goods. Which brings me to my first point. Companies shouldn't move to work from home because there are legal documents. Excuse me, I'm not finished. We'll answer that later. Companies shouldn't move to work from home because there are legal documents and paper that should be handed by employees and signed in person. For example, contracts. A contract is an official written agreement, especially one concerned with employment or selling. And like our Prime Minister mentioned that a company is a business that makes money by producing or selling goods or services. Yes?
Don't you think that in PDF files especially, there's an option for you to sign something? Don't you think that can be used to sign the contract as you mentioned? Please clarify, Miss.
Excuse me, but there will if you sign online, there will be no way of making sure that the signed document is real, which I will explain more in my point. I would like to highlight that a company is a business that makes money by producing or selling goods, and a contract is especially needed for this money business as it concerns selling goods and services. Obviously, you will want to make your terms of services fair for the both sides for the agreement, and this contract needs to be signed in person in order to make sure the transaction is fair and, of course, official. You cannot do this online. Well, yes, you can, but when you have to work from home, you won't have any proof to show that the signed contract or document is real or not. And to add, a contract is an official written agreement. It is just one of the important documents that you just need to hand in or sign in person. Companies' employees deal with official paperwork every day, and you always need revising and proofread in order to make sure the business transaction will happen without any fault. In addition to that, when writing this legal documents, yes?
Miss, have you heard of the printing and faxing machine? An employer can print the document and sign it and fax it into an online document again. Can't they do that? Please answer my PY. Thank you.
Yes, they can do that, but you still have to spend money to send it, and there will be suspicion whether the document that was signed is real or not when you send it. Thank you. In addition to that, when writing the legal documents and contracts, employees of companies will have to coordinate together in order to make sure the terms are fair and will profit the company. However, if you make them work from home, coordination and cooperation will prove to be difficult. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It will be difficult as they are working from home. Some data are only stored in the office, and that some employees did not have the equipment to work from home, which I will explain in my second point. These data are confidential, and it's an issue whether it can be safeguarded through companies. Like I've said before, there are just some companies that requires the license and permits, such as documents, to be submitted physically, and it will prove to be difficult as some companies require the physical presence of employees, as it might involve submission of these documents or else forgery of the signature documents, signed documents, and contracts will be suspected, as I've said before, as you have no way of confirming it online. Moving on to my second point, working from home has a major impact on the company's worker facilities. There will be a lack of facilities if companies move to work from home. Let me explain. As I've explained before, that there will be employees that will not have the facility needed to work from home. Facility means a building, a service, or a piece of equipment provided for a particular purpose. In this case, companies require the workers to have a device to work from home, such as computers. Yes?
Don't you think that companies usually have provided laptops and devices for their workers to do even before the work from home was even a thing? Please clarify your points, miss.
Companies provide computers in company building. The house states that believe that companies should move work to home. Employees were working in the company building before. Now that they are moving to work from home, how will they have the facility needed to work from home? But the company will not provide this access facility for the workers because it will prove to be a loss, and thus they will have to spend more money in order to work from home. However, we fear that this may not be enough. The workers were already used to working in company building where all facilities are provided, like I just said before, for them. But if company needs to work from home, this will have a big impact on the facility. Some companies have specialized equipment. There is that is only available in the company building only and certainly cannot expect the company to provide more money to the employees to work from home. Once again, I would like to firmly stand by our case and that we strongly stand against this today's motion that the House believes companies should move to work from home. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the second speaker from the opposition team. Judges, the time is displayed. Let's spare some time for the judges. Right, ladies and gentlemen and honorable adjudicators, let's hear from the third speaker of the government team, Ms. Pritika Anaperempuan Sivakumar.
Hello, Madam Speaker. Is my audio clear? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I shall start now. A very good afternoon to the honorable adjudicators, meticulous timekeepers, respected members of the opposition. Hi, we meet again. Loyal members of the government, and last but not least, all members of the House. I, as the senior minister, strongly and staunchly support the motion for today. A slip of tongue, sorry, support the motion for today. That is, this House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because we, the government, stand with our case line. That is, it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and the employees, especially during the current situation. Now, I would like to first rebut the second speaker of the opposition. Their first contention was that when you work from home, you won't be able to provide proof for your signed contracts, and they won't be able to have authentic signs from the authorities in documents, in important documents, is what she meant. And then there was a POI asking her if she knew that there are fax machines and printer machines. So if a person wanted a signature from the authority, they could send the document via online and print it out, and the authority could sign and fax it to send it back online. Also, the opposition, what you're trying to say is just because one document has to be signed, the whole company has to risk their health during this pandemic and sit in their office? Can't they just meet outside? Let the other office workers work at the comfort of their home, and those who have to sign, meet for a while. Just because one document has to be signed, they have to work in the company for 7 hours each day, even knowing that this pandemic could harm them? I think as the government who cares for its people, that's not what I would suggest my people to do. And this is English parliamentary debate. We talk for our people. We support our people. Now, her second contention was that there will be no facilities needed if they were to work. They won't be provided with facilities to work from home. And her sole example was a laptop. Dear opposition, I think she does not know how working in a company is. Before this work from home thing was even created, companies provide their employees with a laptop. Intel does that. Do you know that company? That company provides its employees a laptop so they can continue their work from home.
POI.
Yes, miss.
Were you not focusing on what my second speaker was saying? She said a laptop, a computer, not a laptop. Please know the difference.
Oh, okay, thank you, miss. I know the difference, miss. But isn't the function same, miss? You can't carry your computer home, miss. You can only carry your laptop. All right. So I hope I've answered your POI. So that was their contention from the second speaker. Now I would like to further rebut the contentions forwarded by the second speaker. And first of all, she forgot her role. She did not object nor accept the definition given by the Prime Minister. She simply stated the definition. Now, their first contention was by working from home, the employees will have more freedom and they will tend to mix household works. Like I mentioned, another point was that she mentioned there will be no one to supervise them. So what I can conclude from here is that the opposition are not clear on how working in a company is. Also, when this work from home thing was started, each employee and employer, they were assigned into groups. First of all, there are social networking apps. Let's say there's a boss for a team. They will create a WhatsApp group, and every day an employee has to give his or her attendance. That is a way of supervision. After they give attendance, they are given a certain amount of work, a target they need to hit each day. If they don't do that work, they might be fired by their company. So, I'm sorry, they have to work. It's rules of the companies. So isn't that supervising? Like I mentioned, they have a schedule. If a school, ladies and gentlemen, if a school can come up with a schedule for students to study from home, why can't a company, why can't professional working adults do that? Of course, okay, like the opposition mentioned, when they are at home, they will mix household chores into their mind and they'll get distracted. Now, first of all, please do know a house has many rooms. Isn't that? They can sit in a separate room and do their work. A parent is a parent, a human is a human. No matter where they are, their mind will get distracted. When a parent is at work, they'll be thinking about their children. And also, since they have a schedule and a specific target they need to hit every and each day, even if they distract themselves with household chores, they still have to finish their work. So the productivity is not affected at all, since they have to complete the target by that day. So I hope I have completely rebutted all the flimsy contentions forwarded by the opposition. Now, I would like to summarize the contentions forwarded by the government. The first contention is that by working from home, and regarding the current issue, it is safer to work from home because of the pandemic right now, since it's rising. Like my first Prime Minister did mention and elaborated in the points, since COVID-19 is a disease that is spread airborne, it's not easy to control it. No matter how genuine you are, how good you are following SOPs, the disease still can be spread. Let me reaffirm this. SOP is a way to reduce the risk of getting infected, not completely eliminate the risk of getting infected. So you still have the chance of getting infected. And the best way to not get infected compared to SOP is staying at home. Now, our second contention is that it makes daily activities more convenient. And by daily activities, what we're trying to say is the commutation. When you have to travel from work to work from home. Some people stay in Kulim and they work in Penang. They have to take few hours to reach their company. By staying at home, that's not necessary. Life is easier. Number 3, it saves cost and time. The company does not have to pay the electric bills, water bills, the cost of operation of the machines, the facilities, the maintenance, so much. I don't want to list it up. Even the employees, the toll money, the petrol costs, all of this can be saved if they work from home. And lastly, it increases productivity. And my second speaker has given a substantial data to prove this point. Now, with that, I would like to reaffirm the government's case, and that is we as the government strongly support the motion for today. That is, this House believes that companies should move to work from home simply because it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and the employees, especially during the current situation. I came, I saw, and I conquer by Julius Caesar. With that note, I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you to the third speaker of the government team. let's spare some time to the judges. Judges, the time is displayed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the third speaker of the opposition team, Mr. Niveshran Anatlaki Ravi.
Thank you. So, good evening to our beloved judges, our worthy opponents who are representing the government, timekeepers, and everyone that are present here. Today, we are gathered here to debate on a motion that states the House believes that companies should move to work from home. Hence, we as the oppositions strongly deny the motion that states the home believes that companies should move to work from home. Firstly, the government has said that it could increase our productivity. Well, I believe that is incorrect. According to the Star newspaper, this has already been stated by my first speaker, which was according to the Star newspaper on the 21st October 2020. I repeat, the Star newspaper on the 21st October 2020 by Mr. Mazwin and Rahizmi has stated that work from home has major impact on productivity, which was decreasing in productivity. If they stay at home in their own comfort, do you think that will increase their productivity? No. And when the third speaker has said that there are several rules at home, don't you think that this will only distract them from their focus? When you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to take care of your kids. Don't you think that you'll be more, you will focus on the work that you're doing? Yes?
My third speaker did not say that we have rules at home. My third speaker said that there's schedule they need to do at home. Sir, please pay attention when we are giving a speech.
I think you've been sleeping when she was talking. I'm pretty sure that she said that the homes have rules. I am pretty sure. I'm very sure. Now, the first speaker has also said that working from home is convenient. Now, however flexible you can be, at times an unexpected event can spoil the day. For example, distraction from children, neighbors, guests, and even pets. Yes, we do not deny that it's convenient. Denied? Yes, we do not deny that it's convenient to work from home, but it could also cause some inconvenience. If you work at home, you will be distracted all the time by the sound of TV, kids, guests, and much more. This actually distracts your focus on your work and causes less concentration. You will definitely mix your work with family matters no matter how professional you are when you have a lot on your plate. Without supervision, chances of employees taking advantage and will work inefficiently. Yes?
Sir, don't you think a house has rooms and a room has doors? Can't adults separate themselves? They are not kids. They know their responsibility.
Exactly. And don't you think that a house has kids and the kids can knock on doors, make problems, make sounds? Don't you think that could happen in a family? Plus, not all houses have a complete facility that includes internet connection, specified equipment for a certain job, and more. Whereas companies have already provided every facility that you need. Do you think you can provide yourself with every equipment? Don't you think that this only burdens you? It only increases your costs, which brings me to the next point, just given out by the government. When you're working at a company, every expenses are provided and taken care of. But when you're working from home, you will have to pay for internet connection. You will have to buy several facilities which you definitely need.
Your eyes, sir.
Yes.
Don't you think that companies will also give internet allowance to the workers, as they also need their productivity from the workers, especially the good ones who do not have the privileged internet? And plus, our government already said that they will fix all the internet connections, especially in rural areas. Please clarify, sir.
Do you think every companies will do that? And when you said rural areas, are you really sure that every places are getting a proper internet connection? Definitely not. And this will definitely affect their work and their productivity. So, but when you're working from home, you'll have to provide internet access. You'll have to buy several facilities which you will definitely need to complete your assignment or work. Now, doesn't this increases your expenses rather than working at the company itself? So now to answer the two questions which was given out by the first speaker, which was, if the world happens to face COVID-19, do you think it is safer to work at home? Then why is there something called SOP? Why is there something called MCO, Movement Control Order? When you can go to a certain place, follow all the rules given, why? Why do you need to work at home and stress yourself with a lot of work? Yes?
Isn't working from home a part of the SOP of the MCO, sir? Have you been sleeping during this whole MCO, sir?
Yes.
Please clarify.
Yes, but working at a company or a place is also counted as an MCO. It's where you go to a certain place, follow all the SOPs given, and do your assignment and just come back home. Now, she also stated that why do we need to travel to work when there's electric devices or equipments in our house? Let me ask you something. Does every house has fax machine, have internet connection, and have several equipments that's provided for certain jobs? Do you think so? Well, I certainly don't. Many houses definitely are not provided with internet connection, gadgets and some devices that could actually help them to finish up their assignment or work. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So with that, I would like to end my speech by stating that the government should not impose work at home. Thank you.
Thank you. The third speaker from the opposition team, the judges, the time is displayed. Okay, thank you. We have heard the arguments from both teams, and now the debaters are given 3 minutes to prepare their reply speech. The 3 minutes of preparation time will start now. Okay, the preparation time is up. Now, to wrap up our debate today, here is the reply speech from the opposition team, which will be delivered by Ms. Nooripwana Alfiah binti Muhammad Ramli.
Thank you, Honorable Timekeeper. All right, then, good evening once again to all honorable judges, distinguished guests, honorable timekeepers, wonderful teammates, lovely teachers, and of course, our dear opponents from the government team whom we meet once again. The motion is that the House believes that companies should move to work from home. I will repeat once again that we, as the opposition team, disagree and that the House shouldn't move to work from home. I repeat, we, as the opposition team, disagree that the House shouldn't move to work. All right, then I will present as the fourth speaker of the government team and will now start my reply speech. Okay, first, the government team said that it will be much more convenient, as said by the first speaker. We do not deny that it is convenient to work from home, but it could also lead to some inconvenience. Like my third speaker has said, you have children to take care, you have household chores to do, and even though you have rooms, children will bang on the door, screaming, crying for your attention as an adult. All right, then. And also, the second point given by the Deputy Prime Minister, she said it will lessen the cost of facilities. Okay, let me remind you. When you are working from home, you have to do everything. You have to buy everything for yourself, including A4 papers, including ink for the printing machine. So basically, won't that cost you a lot? Okay, with that out of the way, I will now summarize the points that have been given by me and the second speaker. Okay, I had explained that when employees starts working from home, more freedom will be given to the employees, which leads to these negative effects that I will once state again. One of them is that there will be lack of commitment, as work will be delayed to the employees' liking, and no one will supervise them. And also, one of the government team question. But how can you be? Question. But about those works, won't they be supervised? Okay, this is my answer. How are you so sure that they are supervised 24/7 for their work? And also, since they have a lot of freedom and convenience, they will not put a lot of effort in their tasks that are given to them, and they will take their sweet time to finish it. And also, there will be lack of teamwork because there will be no communication at all among the employees, because the clear vision that they have usually during working at companies won't be the same. My second speaker stated that companies shouldn't be moved to work from home because there are important documents and permits that require the physical presence of employees. Yes, you do not need to call in the entire company just for a single sheet of paper. She's saying that the fact that employees deal with these type of paperwork every day, you need the presence of someone important. She also stated companies shouldn't be moved from home because there will be a lack of facilities, like I just said just now, even when you work from home. Like our second speaker said, there is just some facilities that are provided, especially in company building. And one example was one computer. But you need to remember, computer is provided at the company, not at home. It's not like you can take the computer from the company and bring it back home. And I will once again reaffirm that we as the opposition team don't agree and that the House shouldn't move to work from home. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Riwana. Judges, the time is displayed. Okay. Finally, here is the reply speech from the government team, which will be given by Ms. Sajida binti Afaq Ahmed.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today I stand again to further reaffirm the government's points and show how flimsy the opposition's points were during this whole debate. So first of all, allow me to just point out several mistakes made by the opposition. So first of all, their first speaker did not object or even accept our definition. And also their third speaker did not even summarize their points. And plus, they are not even clear with their own roles. What's the point of the opposition needed to define the roles if you're not clear with it? And so, the third speaker with this statement, all house have kids. How about those people who still don't have kids? How about people who haven't married yet? Do you suppose they have kids somehow teleported into their houses? And also, their second POI to my Prime Minister is that how sure are you? Of course we are sure. We are here to debate, not just to answer Q&A questions and keep on asking us questions, my dear opposition. And also, the opposition kept on saying that we would rather work in an office and risk so many lives to the coronavirus. And so they kept on saying that it's just a small matter. So allow me to just point out the clash of points during this whole debate. For our government team, we sat on that everything can be solved from work from home and every work can be solved too. Versus the opposition believes that the small matters when working from home, these are just small matters as we have mentioned before. And so allow me to first rebut the points given by the opposition leader. So first of all, she said that more freedom will be given and there's convenience for the workers and thus causing them to take their own sweet time and do the work while not properly doing their work. And so, first of all, when you have free time, of course, the mind can relax. And when you relax, you can think things better than when you are very pressurized. Do you think everyone can work under pressure? No, not everyone. Certain people need a time to relax and think of ideas for their companies, my dear opposition. And second of all, they said that there will be no proof to sign because, they have to sign the contracts and it's not authentic and many more. But my third speaker kept on repeating the fact that they could just meet out outside and just follow the SOPs. And plus, the opposition kept on denying, especially the third speaker, saying that, working from home is not an SOP, especially for the non-essential. So, first of all, that is one of the SOPs, is that you need to stay at home unless you have important matters to deal with outside. Then you have to follow the SOP for outside. So, that's a very crucial mistake there, my dear opposition. And first, and last of all, they said that when you're working from home, you do not have enough facility to work. And they kept on mentioning laptops and computers. Computer. And so, first of all, computer, there's just so many kinds of computer. A laptop is a computer. A smartphone is also categorized as a computer. A calculator is also one of the computers. Have you learned technology and information and technology during when you're standard 4, that is what one of the examples of computers is. And plus, she kept on mentioning as if the laptop was just so heavy, they cannot just come to the office. And second of all, there's just so many companies, let me mention some of them, Celestica and ExxonMobil. They have they have laptops provided by the companies. And allow me to reaffirm the points given by us, the government. So first of all, regarding the current issue, working from home is the best and it is safer because, we can work from home and don't need to worry about the coronavirus ever attacking us. And second of all, it can make daily activities easier as we don't need to worry about household chores, whether it will be delayed and many more. And also it saves cost and time as you don't have to pay for petrol and toll and so many more payments you need to pay, especially by the company's electric bills and water bills. And plus it also increases productivity as I've stated by the study by the Stanford University. So with that note, I would like to reaffirm that we, the government, strongly and staunchly support the motion for today, which is that this House believes companies should move to work from home simply because it is a viable option for the betterment of the company and employee, and especially with the current situation. So with that, I would like to just repeat the quote by Julius Caesar. I saw, I came, and I conquer. With that note, I rest my case.
Thank you, Ms. Sajida. Judges, the time is displayed on the screen. All right. Well, that's all for our debate today. we would like to thank the honorable adjudicators and debaters for your presence today. Results and fixtures of the next round will be announced in the Mentors Telegram group. That's all for our live streaming today. Thank you for being with us.